This is the push and pull of when a Republican is the president. There's an attempt, when a Republican's in the White House, Donald Trump or any other Republican, to argue that these federal agencies, federal workers, the bureaucracy, sort of can act independently or autonomously from the political leadership of the country. And that's what's happening here. That's why everyone is melting down. That's why the lady came on CNN today. They don't want to answer the email because they don't want to answer to the president.
Can you catch what's happening here? That's why people are freaking out, and that's why that woman showed up on CNN today. They're dodging the emails because they don't want to confront the president. So, what's actually going on? Well, Scott Jennings recently faced a tough crowd on a CNN panel. Don't just take my word for it. Joining him was Ana Navarro, co-host of The View. See what I'm getting at? Anyway, let's watch Scott Jennings take control of the CNN panel. Plus, Ana Navarro from The View adds some extra spice to the discussion. Let's get into it.
I want to dispel this myth that federal employees are some lazy, bureaucrats that don't show up for their work. Listen, 85% of federal workers work outside of Washington, D.C. Those are people who work at our national parks. Those are people who work on, the ag departments in farm bureau states. Those are people who are taking care of Medicaid and processing payments for people in red states like where Donald Trump lives. So we need to stop being so cavalier, Scott, about people and whether they're working or not and how come they're so upset about getting an email. Because these are people's livelihoods.
Because some are being cavalier.
You have the privilege of sitting here getting a six-figure paycheck from CNN.
And I have to show up every day. And I have to show up and earn it. And I have to show up and earn it.
As public servants, and they do the same.
And I have to show up.
And the fact that you assume that they don't is obnoxious and insulting to those people.
They're not showing up and earning it?
They're good servants.
Hold on.
Why are you assuming that they are?
Hang on. Hold on, Joe. Let me play for you, just because apparently you think that it's only Anna and Tara who are concerned about this. Here's John Curtis talking about this yesterday.
If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives. These are mortgages. It's a false narrative to say we have to cut and you have to be cruel to do it as well. We can do both.
There's nothing cruel on.
Hold on.
Okay, wait a minute.
Joe and Scott and Tara, we all cannot speak at the same time. But, okay, his point is, let's not be cruel. You can find out how people are performing on their job without sending a gimmicky email that is only going to get, you're going to get false positives. You're going to get people who are bad performers responding to the email and good performers not responding to the email. And what does that tell you, Scott?
The premise of your question is that there are thousands of federal workers who are lazy and dishonest. You're saying that if people respond, then they're trying to game the system of a gimmicky email. That's number one.
Like,
and I don't necessarily believe that.
On the planet.
Okay,
there's nothing.
That's not how you evaluate people by asking them to send you a random email.
They're not being evaluated. They're simply being asked, what 5 things did you do last week? It is a simple question. And the fact that no one seems to want to answer it tells me
no. Can we put this in context, though? This is after... Just in the first few days of the administration, they received a buyout offer that then wasn't really a buyout offer. Then it was very confusing.
No, now, it's not. They got a buyout if they want.
There's colleagues all over the country being fired in a haphazard way. There's probationary workers being fired.
When Ana Navarro begins talking, she blurts out something silly without any forewarning. There's no heads up or way to prepare for the nonsense that follows. Are you suggesting there wasn't a buyout offer? So why did 75,000 employees agree to it? I've never heard of compassionate layoffs before. Anyone who's had a job knows that the only sure thing is uncertainty, both in life and work. Your job can disappear at any moment for various reasons. That federal workers are surprised by this says a lot. What do compassionate layoffs even mean? I would say offering buyouts for those willing to leave is quite considerate. The offer came up at the end of January, and it included full pay without having to work until September, plus keeping all your benefits. Essentially 8 months of free income and plenty of time to look for a new job. In my 20-plus years of work experience, I haven't seen a more generous deal. And now, they're trying to make Trump and Elon seem uncaring? Really? I'm not sure if compassionate layoffs are a real thing, since layoffs are always tough, but that's the nature of business. It's nothing personal. We'll get back to the video soon, but about this email, whether it was Elon, the Doge team, or someone else calling it a pulse check, it wasn't about assessing job performance. Instead, it was a simple notice for federal reviewers. Are you checking your emails? And can you respond to the easiest email ever? Now, let's jump back into the video.
for performance issues when nobody is actually evaluating their performance. Then this email goes out. Then the agency heads say, no, don't answer the email. Don't you find it a little bit, don't you think it would be a little bit stressful right now to be a federal worker, to be a park ranger? Yes.
And there
To be
are
a federal worker?
It's a hell of a lot more stressful than
Okay,
being a
this
public
is
on
Hold on a
175
second.
Democrats dying on
Joe,
the Hill.
Yes,
Joe,
it is
Tara,
stressful
and
to be
Scott,
an air
and
traffic controller
Ana. Everybody,
and
hold on one
your
second.
colleagues fired. It is stressful to be working
No air
at the
traffic controllers were
NIH.
fired. That's a lie.
It is stressful to be.
Not one. Name one.
Elon Musk
Yesterday,
tonight.
I read it in the Miami
Ana,
Herald this
hang on a
weekend.
second. Elon Musk tonight, just to add to the confusion about this, to be honest, he sent out another message on X saying the email requested was utterly trivial, as the standard for passing the test was to type some words and press send. Okay, yet so many failed even that inane test and urged on in some cases by their managers. Have you ever witnessed such incompetence and contempt for how your taxes are being spent? Makes old Twitter look good. Did not think that was possible. There was also some indication that maybe they might have more time. So
Elon
can
also
they get
put
their
out
story straight?
but he also put out a Twitter that said that, oh, Donald Trump now has given them a second chance for the people who didn't respond the first time, and that's the second chance. Like, first of all, let's get this straight. Elon Musk, no one elected him. Doge is a fake, illegal operation that the courts will decide because it's in being litigated what they're doing. Also, people who are working at the federal government, the cruelty of this are people who have just graduated from college or just finished their master's or came from PhD programs, and now they're being told by NASA or by HHS or by NIH after they move their lives to wherever to be public servants, and they're told now, well, no, pack up, you got to go. This is happening indiscriminately across our government. That is cruel, it's unnecessary, it's dangerous, and when our own agencies are telling us that malign actors, are we just ignoring that
thinks
part?
it's cruel
Malign
to get an email
actors?
from your boss asking, hey, what did you accomplish?
Elon Musk is not their
no one
boss.
thinks that's
He
cruel.
works for the president.
No one thinks that's cruel. He is.
Does
If he's
he?
appointed
Or does
by
the president work for him?
he is their
I
boss.
wonder who-
There's
who-
$271 billion
Joe,
of federal
you said
spending.
no one, but that's not the case. Okay, here's Lisa Murkowski, also a Republican senator. She says he should get to know each department and agency. She's talking about Elon and learn about the jobs he's trying to cut. Our public workforce deserves to be treated with dignity and respect for the unheralded jobs they perform. The absurd weekend email to justify their existence wasn't it.
Thanks, Lisa, but I don't think anyone was eagerly awaiting your opinion on this. Elon Musk isn't exactly someone we voted for, right? Sure, he's appointed, but correct me if I'm off base here. Was Fauci elected by the public? It's funny how there wasn't the same kind of outrage or heated discussions around all the mandates he rolled out. A lot of people probably have experience working for private companies, where audits are done to enhance efficiency and reduce expenses. When outside experts come in, asking questions or wanting details on your job, do you just dismiss them with "I don't report to them"? Of course not. Elon Musk and his crew are here to evaluate government operations. Let's wrap this up.
Their accounting of the $271 billion we spend in a federal payroll.
Totally agree.
If someone cannot answer a simple
that's what
email,
Congress is
saying,
for.
hey,
Actually,
are you
Joe,
alive?
that's
I'm here.
Congress's
Joe,
job.
I actually think you're 100% correct about that. There should be an accounting, but that's not this.
That's Congress's
Why?
job. That's
This
the
is a start.
inspector
No, it's
general's
not.
job that
It's
they
not.
fired.
It's Elon Musk's
How does
job.
this
No, it's
tell
not. He
you
doesn't-
anything about what's going on with the government?
Can I?
Again,
Elon Musk
this
knows
is-
what
this
is
was-
the government runs.
What is it telling you,
The
Joe?
argument that this was gimmicky.
What is it telling you about where the
okay.
money is
Yes,
being
this
spent?
was gimmicky. It's saying who is actually coming in. Lee Zeldin just required his workforce to come in on Fridays and Mondays.
That's not what we're
that
talking about
hasn't.
here.
But my point is that's something that hasn't even been thought of in years. And
You just acknowledged it was gimmicky by Elon Musk, like him going out on the CPAC stage with a chainsaw,
gimmicky
jumping
in the
around
sense
like
that it's a
like
funny
a
way of
buffoon.
saying who's even
When people's
reading their
lives are on the
emails.
line here, their
Who's even reading their
livelihoods.
emails?
All right, hold on,
I think
Scott.
I think one other point, and this is the push and pull of when a Republican is the president. There's an attempt when a Republican's in the White House, Donald Trump or any other Republican, to argue that these federal agencies, federal workers, the bureaucracy, sort of can act independently or autonomously from the political leadership of the country. And that's what's happening here. That's why everyone is melting down. That's why the lady came on CNN today. They don't want to answer the email because they don't want to answer to the president. And the message from Trump and Musk is we have political leaders in this country and you got to answer to it.
I'm not following you. Are you saying, are you
Yes.
suggesting that it's only when Republicans
Yes.
are president that
100%.
agencies
Yes.
express independence?
Yes,
Well, you know that
correct.
that's not true.
No, I know it is 100% true that the bureaucracy
There are-
is not
there are
aligned
career-
with,
there are
mostly
career
not aligned
civil
with Republicans.
servants.
For a reason.
There are career
They're
civil servants
yeah.
who work with
Every-
one president
among
and
Democrats
another,
and Republican
do so for the
presidents,
Constitution and the love of
I might not have the exact numbers, but shortly after Donald Trump won the presidency, federal managers were anonymously polled. They were asked if they'd carry out Trump's orders or act according to their own judgment. Quite a few indicated they'd ignore the president's directives. It's pretty obvious that there's a stronger loyalty to a Democrat administration, as employees are aware that nothing's going to shrink. Things will either stay as they are or grow. But what do you think about Elon Musk and Dogecoin? How about the email that's been going around? Do you feel they're being unsympathetic or lacking in empathy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today's video. If you like seeing left-wingers argue just for fun while Republicans are making great progress for Americans, check out any of the videos popping up on your screen. If not, just know you're the best viewers ever. I can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your day to watch my video. It truly means a lot. Remember, Jesus loves you, and I'll catch you in the next one.